Welcome back to EBT Performance Pakenham, the home of Squids Speed Shop. Today I've got something a little bit different for you. We're doing a bit of diagnostics. So, this breakout has been sitting for a long time. The customer called me up, wanted to service, get it running again. But the biggest issue is it doesn't start. Now, this is a super common problem in winter especially. The bikes are sitting. This thing's sat for years. It doesn't start. Well, that's got me. I can't do the service, right? Bike has to run so I can do the service. So I'm just going to take you through some quick diagnostics that I'm going to do because I don't know why it won't start yet. That's the important thing, yet. Because this bike's been sitting for a long time, the bike was dropped off to me last night. I've had it on charge all night, and all I've done is push it onto the bench. So what we're going to do is we're going to see if it'll start. Sometimes all they need is a bit of a charge up. So that's step number one for you guys at home. Put your battery on charge. Battery's not cranking too healthy, but what I'll do is I'll pull the seat off. We'll put a jump pack on it. We're doing this live, guys. This is this is real time. We'll get out the jump pack. We'll try and give it a bit more. But what I'm smelling in the room is a lot of old fuel. Smells like varnish in here just after that little crank. And these are the sorts of things I'm paying attention to. We'll give it another go. Right. So the battery isn't healthy enough, one, to get a proper crank going. Two, I'm smelling some really old fuel. And based on the smell, bit concerned about the fuel pump. I didn't notice it priming just then, but we'll put a better battery in it, see if we can get it cranking at the speed that we require. I'll check out the fuses just because that's a really quick, easy check. They're just here. We're already there. So I'll go ahead and do that. So the fuse box for these, they've only got a couple. It's just located behind the battery in here. It's got a little cover on it. I'm just going to pop him off. Usually, we've got a big orange 40 amp. They don't normally give out. So you've got real problems if that guy lets go, but he's fine. Then we've got two smaller 15 amp blue fuses here. They look good, but what I can do is I can get out the test light. So we earth out the test lead. We turn the bike back on. And so I can come in with my test light and I can just touch the top of the fuses. See how we light up? So I do this for both sides of the fuse. And that means that the circuit is good. We're getting continuity. We're getting voltage flowing through those fuses. So they're nothing to worry about. Let's swap out this battery. You've got to turn your bike on, get the bike to unlock. So you need the fob in range. That way, when you go to take the fuse out, the siren doesn't go off because that's the last thing you want. So bike's turned on, run switch on, fob nearby, pull the main fuse. Now this bike has a generic, what do we got, a SSB Power Sport battery. For my money, I generally only put the OEM Harley-Davidson battery in it. They're more expensive. They tend to last longer. They certainly don't last as long as they used to. I ride my bike every day and I still put a brand new battery in it every 2 years. Winter kills them, is essentially how it goes. I've got a test battery here. I think this one's all right. If it's not all right, I'll cut it out and I'll get a different battery and pretend it was fine the entire time. All right, so we've got a better battery charged up. I've got the jump pack on it. We'll try and start it up again. And so it's turning over much better, but still getting no start, which means I'm going to check out to see that the fuel pump's getting power. Because I can't hear it priming. The fuel smells terrible. So we'll get this guy off. So handy test light. We'll just see if we're getting any power to the fuel pump. So we've got constant power, which is good. And then this should be our activating the fuel pump. See there? It just flickered. And see the light up and then go out. So that's the ECU sending signal to say prime the fuel pump. So everything up until the fuel tank is working correctly. I'm so sorry guys, as I was editing this video, I saw that I'd left out a piece of footage of me essentially taking the top plate of the fuel tank off and trying to power up and testing the circuit to the fuel pump. And so what had happened was the connection from the top plate on the fuel tank was supplying power to the pump. The pump had just seized up. It had been so long in the fuel, it had rusted up, it had bound up. And so it was getting signal, it was getting earth, and it just wasn't turning over. Even to test that further, I take what's called a power probe, which essentially takes battery power. You can attach an earth and you can send a power signal to it to try and get it, to try and activate a specific circuit. I use that on the fuel pump and still nothing. The thing's just locked up solid. It's not going to turn over. So that was enough information for me to know we've got to replace the fuel pump. The fuel sender had rusted up as well. It was just looking a little nasty in there. So for the minute, what I've done is I've quoted up the job. I've informed the customer. We're going to see where we go from there. So when we get around to repairing this problem, I'll film that and that'll be in a separate video. But the important thing, guys, is when your bike doesn't start, you've got to start with the basics. Is the battery charged? Is the battery in good health? Are the fuses good? When we go from there, brilliant. Does the bike turn on? Do we have an ignition? Run switch. Is the run switch on? Brilliant. Does anything happen when we hit the starter button? In this case, yep, the motor tried to turn over. Some cases it doesn't. Do we have a problem with the starter motor? Do we have a problem with wiring to the starter motor? So there's a great deal of very basic things that you can check, even though the most common problem is your battery's flat and you need a new one. Like that's the usual issue, especially in winter here. Winter kills batteries. It doesn't matter that your bike's in the garage, it's on the trickle charger. Winter will kill your battery fast. That is just the nature of the beast now. 10 years ago, the batteries were sort of, they were a different quality, even from all of the brands. Nowadays, I find that even the best batteries, you're only getting 2 years out of. Winter kills them. That's the case for me. I'm riding every day. My journey to and from the shop to home, the shop to home, it's about 35 minutes. So there's ample time for the battery to recharge. Still, winter kills my batteries. So keep that in mind, guys. Yeah, if your bike's not starting, get it on a charger, check the health of the battery, and check your fuses. That's the real simple stuff you can do at home. Until next week, make sure you get in the comment section, you give it a like, you share it with your mates, subscribe to the channel, and everything that you guys do, every interaction that you guys do, that you have with me, that you have with each other on this sort of community space, it helps me out dramatically, and I couldn't be more thrilled. And because we're in the office, hey, make sure, call in. Get yourselves one of the new t-shirts. They're fantastic. They're a really nice quality. Make sure to hit up me on social media. Have a look at the Facebook page. Have a look at the Instagram. I try and put little bits and pieces up there. I'm also trying to do a couple more little shorts just to give you a little bit of insight on stuff that maybe isn't that, on small stuff that isn't worth a video, but it's a bit of entertainment. So keep your eyes peeled for more things coming out. Until next week, Uru.